guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Philip and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cool game of Star Wars Space Shooter on Scratch. Now in this game you have a ship, your ship, that moves around in space. You can turn, you can go up and down. Okay? And your objective is to shoot down as many enemy ships as possible before they kill you. So you have to hit them right in the red spot in the middle, otherwise it doesn't count as killing them. And when you do hit them, there's this cool pixelate effect that happens, and it's really cool. Now there's also this score at the bottom, which increases every time you hit them in the red spot in the middle. So let's get started. Click the create button, and the first thing we're gonna do is get the starfighter sprite. Now I will upload it because Scratch doesn't already have one. So let's let it load here. And let's get rid of the cat, and we will upload a sprite. Here it is. There you go. And what we wanted to do is we want it to appear somewhere on the screen, and we want it to come towards us. So let's do that. So when green flag clicked, we will make it go somewhere. So go to XY, and they will be pick random so that it can go anywhere on the screen. Alright, now technically, since the Y goes from negative 240 to 240, here the pick random would be from negative 240 to 240. But if we make it appear 2 on the edge, then only half the ship will be seen, and that's not good. So I'm just going to do pick random from negative 200 to 200. And for the Y, I'm going to change it up a little bit as well. So negative 100 to 100. Negative 100 to 100. Alright? Now, next, what we wanted to do is we want it to repeat a couple times. I don't know that number, but let's just do 50 for now. And in that repeat, we basically want to make the ship come towards us. So for this, we will need to change 3 things. Number 1, the size. Number 2, the X position. And number 3, the Y position. The size because as it gets closer, we need to get bigger so that it looks like it's actually moving towards us. We need to change the X and the Y because it'll move around the screen. So for the X and the Y, we will basically do this cool idea. We'll split the screen into 3 parts. So the left part, the middle part, and the right part. If it's on the left part, so if it's somewhere here, then we'll want it to come more closer to the left part, so we'll keep going left. If it appears somewhere in the middle, we won't do anything. The X will stay the same. The X position will stay the same because it'll just stay here. And if it appears on the right side, then, so let's say somewhere here, we will make it come more to the right. Alright, so we'll basically do the same thing for the vertical. So if it appears on top, it will go higher. If it appears in the middle, it'll stay there. If it appears down, it'll go lower. So for this, we will ask ourselves if the X position is smaller than, and let's say negative 100, so that if it's on the left side, then we'll want to change X by, let's say negative 5. Duplicate the if. If X position is greater than 100, we'll change the X by 5. Now, like I said, if it appears in the middle, it won't do anything. So we don't need an if. The X will stay the same. So we don't need an if for that. And let's duplicate both of those and change it to make it for the Y. Alright, there we go. So if Y position is smaller than negative, let's say 80, we'll change Y by negative 5. If it's greater than 80, we'll change Y by 5. Alright, and then the size. We need to, at the beginning, set size to, it'll be small, so 1%, let's say. And then as it gets closer, so in the repeat, it will change its size by something positive because it will grow. So let's say 5. Or let's just think a bit smaller, 2 maybe. I don't know. Alright. So there you go. It went on the left side. And it went to the left and it grew. Let's look in the middle. Let's try to get something on the right side too. So, oh, there we go. The right side. It went to the right and it also grew. So that's good. So next we'll want multiple ships, multiple of these starfighters. So we'll need clones. So when green flag clicked, forever, create clone, and then we will wait, let's say a second, and we'll make sure to hide the original, and we will show the clones. So when I start as clone, forgot about that block. Let's put that there, and then at the end we'll delete this clone. All right. So now let's test it. And we can see multiple starfighter ships are coming. So that's good. Next, let's make more of them come actually. So let's wait 0.5 seconds. And there you go. More ships, more of the starfighter ships are coming. So that's good. Oh, now I also see that the starfighter ships in the back are going in front of the starfighter ships that are in the front. So when I start as a clone, we will go to the back layer. Alright, now let's test it. That shouldn't happen anymore. If a ship appears behind it, it should go behind. Now I see that the starfighter ships, they are going with the same speed always. That's because they either change by -5 or 5. They never change by anything else. So we will want them to, when they get closer to us, we will want them to go faster. So for this, we'll make a variable that I will call speed for this sprite only because each clone will need its own speed. Alright, and at the beginning we'll set speed to, let's set speed to, let's say something like 1. And then we will increase speed in the repeat. So we'll change speed by something positive because it'll go up. So we'll say 1. And then we will change the size by speed. We will change the x. Now here you see that we have to change it by -5. So, but by minus something because we need to go to the left. So what we're actually going to do is not just speed, but we will multiply something by speed. So here we go. So change size by, and the original value is 2, so we'll do 2 times speed. Here we will do, since it's negative, it was -5, we'll do -5 times speed. Let's copy that. Here it'll be 5 times speed. If you duplicate that, here it will be -5 times speed, and let's duplicate it again, and here it will be 5 times speed. Alright, so let's test it. And we can see that they're coming faster when they get closer, but they're going a bit too fast. So here we'll increase speed by, let's say, 0.1. And I think that is better. But I would want them to come at the beginning slow, and then when they get close to us, they go fast. So for this, change speed by 0.1 times speed, because we want it to get faster every time it increases. So like, yeah. And now I'm going to play around with these numbers here. I'll fast forward and play around with these numbers to find the numbers that are good for me. So I'm done changing the values, and what I changed is what the speed gets set to originally, the number of repeats. So I, instead of repeat 50, I did repeat 80, and then I also changed the numbers that were like something times speed. I changed all those numbers from here, 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 and here. Right? So let's go to the next step, where I will add the cockpit. So let's upload a sprite because Scratch does not have a cockpit already. Open. And there you go. Let's make sure it's centered. So 0, 0. And then let's make it bigger so that it fits on the whole screen. So 0, 0. And that should be good. Next, what we're going to do is make the sensation that we're moving, or that we're flying through space with this ship. Alright, so when green flag clicked, forever. And now to give us that sensation that we're moving through space, we need to tell the other sprites to, like, let's say I'm turning right, we need to tell the other sprites to go left so that it looks like you're turning right. And same for all the others, up, down, and left. So let's start with key right. So if key right pressed, then we're actually going to broadcast a message because, like I said, we have to tell the other sprite that it needs to go the other way. So new message, and I'm going to call it right. Okay? And then for the left, I'm going to broadcast, oh, whoops, I'm going to broadcast left. Duplicate both of these ifs, and we're going to do up, and this one will be down. Let's change the broadcast so this one's the up. Oh, whoops. And this one will be down. Alright, next we're going to go to the starfighter, and we're going to say when I receive, we'll start with down. When I receive down, we want it to go up, so we will change y by, say 5. We'll do when I receive left, or actually let's do up. When I receive up, we'll change by -5. Oops. And when I receive left, we will change x by 5. And when I receive right, change x by -5. Alright, let's test it. And there you go, we see the starfighter ships. Let's turn. Alright, so they're there. We turn, and it gives us the sensation that we're turning because the ships go in the other direction. So that's good. Next, let's add a backdrop. So choose backdrop, and I know the backdrop I'm going to use. It's called stars. So here we go. There's the backdrop, and next we're going to add the bullet sprite. Now, the bullet sprite, they're going to be shooting. We're going to pretend this ship that I have has wings, and on those wings there are the shooters that shoot the bullets. So when we shoot, we will see 2 bullets, so one coming from each side of the screen so that it gives us the sensation it's coming from the wings. And they're going to stop here, somewhere in the center of the screen. So let's make the bullet. So we'll make a white rectangle. Oh, no outline. Make sure there's no outline. Alright. That's pretty small. Let's make it a bit bigger. Alright, I think that's good. Alright. Now let's go ahead and make one of the bullets. We'll start off with the bullet on the right. So when green flag clicked, forever we will ask ourselves if we shoot. So we'll say key space pressed is shooting. So if the key space is pressed, then we'll want it to go to the coordinates over here. So it's see what those coordinates are. Let's drag the bullet somewhere here. So go 2, x, say 240, and y negative 100 maybe. And then we're going to point it so that's tilted a bit. Right. Point it. Something like that maybe. Just see how that points. So space. Alright. Now that's a bit too back. Let's try 230. Alright, I think that's better. Alright, now it also needs to move. So we will repeat, let's say repeat 10, and we'll make it move 10 steps. Now we can move 10 steps because it points in this direction and we want it to go in that direction, and since it points in that direction, if we do move something steps, it'll go in that direction. So repeat 10 times, let's say move 10 steps. And since this is a 3D game, the further away it gets, the smaller it gets. So we will, in the repeat, change size by, let's say negative, let's try 10. And then every time we shoot, we'll want to set the size to 300. Right? Let's test it. And let's shoot. So you can see that doesn't travel too far. Let's move more steps. Let's move 20 steps maybe. Maybe more steps, 30 steps. A bit less. 25 steps. Okay. That's good. Now the size, we'll change it by more, negative 20. Maybe a little less. I mean, like, change it by less, negative 25. I think that's good. Next, let's make clones so that we can have both bullets shooting from both sides. So, when when I start as a clone, we need to know what code to put under when I start as a clone. And the code that we're going to put under when I start as a clone is the code that both bullets will do. So like the repeat and the set size. And the show block, because we will hide the original. Alright? Alright? We won't do the go to, X, Y, or the point in direction in the when I start as clone because the clones will have different X's and different point in directions. Alright, so we will actually go to and then point, and then we'll create a clone of myself. So that clone will go into these positions, and then we will duplicate this, and we'll make it go to the other one, go to the other side. So negative 230 here, and point in direction 60. Okay. So, and then delete this clone here, in the when I start as clone. Let's test it. And when I shoot, you can see that both, from both sides they come. Now, if we hold it though, we'll have a lot of bullets coming at once, and they're like almost tied up together. So we'll put a small weight here. Let's try 0.1. And we can see that that is better. Next, remember how when we turn in space with my ship, we actually tell the starfighters to go the other way. We need to do the same thing to the bullet, otherwise the bullet is just going to stay in the middle of the screen. So I'm just going to do the code again. I'm not going to duplicate it. So, when I receive down, Y by 5, change Y by 5. When I receive up, change Y by negative 5. When I receive left, go right, so 5 actually. Right, we will by -5. Alright. And next, I'm gonna see if a bullet. So let's go ahead and name the sprite bullet. Right, so if bullet is touching the starfighter, then we want the starfighter to disappear or die. So actually, it would be too weird if the bullet touches like a pixel of the very edge of the starfighter. So I fixed this problem. So the starfighter actually has, I made a red dot here. See it? It's pretty big, so it's not just a dot, but you know what I mean. There's a red circle right there. And basically in the starfighter, we're going to say if that red color is touching the bullet, which is white. So if, there you go, if the color is touching color. So if the red color, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the red color from here. So what I'm going to do is select it. There you go. Take the red, and it's 0, 100, 100. So if color red, this exact red, 0, 100, 100 is touching the white. Now I know the bullet is completely white, so it's 0, 0, 100. So if that happens, then we will delete this clone. Alright, let's also go ahead and make a score variable. So I'll name it score. And then at the beginning, we will set score. Sorry. Okay, so set score to 0. And then every time we hit one of the starfighters, we will change score by 1. Alright? Go ahead and hide the speed variable. Make the score large. We'll put it right here, because that's like one of the buttons on the cockpit. Alright, so that looks good. So let's test it, see if the score works, and try to hit. Oh, look, I hit one of the ships in the red, and my score went up by 1. See, my score right now is 1. My score is now 2 because I just hit another one. I hit another one, and another one, and another one, right? So it works. Now let's just add a cool effect. When we hit one of the ships, we will repeat, let's say 10 times, change the pixelate effect. So let's get the repeat 10 times, change pixelate by 10, right before we delete the clone here. Let's test it. And we gotta hit one of the ships. There we go, we hit it, and we saw it went pixelated. So that looks good. So let's name it Star Wars Space Shooter. Save it, and thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time for another game you can make on Scratch.